In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. What did I just watch with Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua? Let me tell y'all something, right? First, like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Leave a donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Now, I said if Daniel Dubois beats AJ, I would get butt naked and swim across the river of man-eating crocodiles. I'm going to keep to my promise, and I'm looking for the nearest river with man-eating crocodiles. Fortunately for me, I'd have to go somewhere near the Amazon, so it won't be happening anytime soon. But the first opportunity I get, I will be flying over there, and I will be swimming very fast through the river of man-eating crocodiles, because I ain't trying to have them take a pound of flesh out of me like Daniel Dubois took a pound of flesh out of Anthony Joshua. What happened in that ring? Let me tell y'all something. I predicted that the first shot Anthony Joshua threw, he'd knock out Dubois. I said round one, round two at the latest. And I'm going to tell you, when they walked to the ring, I recognized immediately, there's a problem here. Joshua was just there, stiff as a mannequin, stoic. He didn't move. He looked crazy. Dubois was moving, fluid. He looked like Mike Tyson. Just fucking stalking, watching him, just moving. I'm like, shit, Dubois looked ready. Joshua looked cold. The fight started, Joshua went down immediately. I said, oh no. Now, I'm going to tell you this, right? We know Dubois has power. AJ has power. Both chins seem to be questionable. But no one could have made me believe Dubois would have hit him with something like that in the first round and dropped him. And I immediately recognized, right? Now, I knew Dubois, as far as stature and everything, he and AJ pretty close. Measurements, height. AJ has a little more reach, but Dubois has long arms too. But man, I thought AJ would have been able to get behind the jab and stay tall and then, take a little half step back. But AJ thought he was out of range, and he wasn't, because Dubois' arms, I don't think they really realized how long that man's arms were. Because Dubois was hitting him with shit where AJ wasn't supposed to get hit, because he thought he was in the safe zone. It's like Deontay Wilder with Tyson Fury. Wilder would move back just enough thinking he was in a safe zone, but Tyson Fury's arms were so long, Fury was able to hit him with shit what Wilder wasn't used to getting hit with. And that's what happened last night. He just couldn't get out of reach of Dubois. Now, I'm going to tell you this right here. The way AJ got knocked out in that fifth round. AJ hit Dubois, and Dubois started dancing salsa in the ring. I said, oh, AJ knocked him out, it's over. And AJ rushed in and did to Dubois the same thing he did in Andy Ruiz. Hurt his man, and then went all gas, no brakes, no defense, and got caught. But I'm going to tell you, now for those of you who've boxed, you're going to understand this. I have actually been in the ring. Some of you have not. Most of you have not. I am going to tell you, from experience of being in a position where, you're tired or the other person getting the best of you, what ends up happening, right? And this is where it's on the outside looking in, you could ridicule AJ all you want. I'm telling you, because I've been through that shit. You start to fight off of heart. You start to fight off of instinct. You start to become anxious. You're scared. There's all this adrenaline flowing, and you're not thinking about, let me stay calm. Let me set up my punches. No, you're just like trying to get shit over. And when AJ hurt him, that was his way. I sat back and watched. I knew what that man was going through. I said, he just wanted it over. He hurt him and figured I would just pour it on and get this shit over, because he knew nothing good was going to happen going into the next round and the following round, because he was hurt and he finally saw his way out the fight, which was to try to knock him out. And that's why he didn't try setting nothing up. Who shoots an uppercut from that far out? And Dubois normally Dubois' shots were wide and long. He threw that first right hand and cut AJ kind of here. Then he shortened it up and threw a tighter kind of right hand. It was almost like a little hook, and caught AJ. The reason he hit him with it, and the spot he hit him, is because Dubois shortened it up and tightened it up. It didn't even like he threw it hard. but Dubois has super heavy hands, and that's why AJ went out the way he did. He was already hurt. He was already tired. His mind was foggy, and Dubois put him out of his misery. So, good job to Dubois. Now, I'm always giving predictions, and somebody's like, "You're always wrong with your predictions." No, I'm not. And if I am, who gives a fuck? This is what we do. We have conversations. But I'm gonna tell you this: I'm normally not wrong, but twice I've been wrong now. The Berlanga prediction, I said, my boxer mind tells me, I'm not delusional, Canelo should destroy him. But I have a feeling Berlanga, being with Heredia, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because of what Heredia does for fighters. His fighters normally win. And what you saw happen with Berlanga and Canelo, Berlanga just didn't let his hands go. Then when he got hurt, he was more defense. But when he did let his hands go, he had success and he backed up Canelo. But Berlanga just didn't let his hands go. So that's why he lost. I think Deontay Wilder and Parker, I picked Deontay. You saw in that fight, Deontay just didn't let his hands go. Right? No one could have predicted what happened with Deontay Wilder and Parker. No one. It's one thing to say you think Parker will beat him and this is why. Nobody could have predicted Wilder just wouldn't throw any punches. Now Wilder and Zhang, of course I picked Zhang. But then Anthony Joshua and Dubois, no one could have predicted what happened the way it happened yesterday. There's some people who picked Dubois, and I'm like, okay, but why? Because I can explain why I picked AJ. I just don't like him. That's not a prediction. That's just you being a cockhole. And then Dubois just happens to beat him. I told you so. No, you didn't say how you're gonna do it. You just didn't like him. But for me, these fighters who are losing, I don't know what to say because with Joseph Parker, I do feel like this is what I'm gonna say this, right? Look at Joseph Parker. He was in a similar position as Dubois. Career in turmoil. And then all of a sudden he ends up out there in the UK. And all of a sudden he starts to get a bunch of fights and he starts beating people. Knocking people out. Beating people he shouldn't beat. We would have never thought he would beat. Look at Parker today on top of the heavyweight division. Top 5, right? Daniel Dubois. Look at this man's backstory, starting with Joe Joyce. Didn't look at what happened with him with Usyk. I do think he got robbed of a knockout, but anyway, he got knocked out by a jab, okay? Then he comes back and fights some guy. First round, got knocked down 3 times. They stopped calling him Triple D, they started calling him Triple Knees. Came back, got the knockout in the second round. But what I'm getting at is, Dubois has somehow been able to re-emerge and dominate opponents that we wouldn't have anticipated him being able to do that to. Same way like Joseph Parker. How is he doing it? Now, someone pointed out, well, Joseph Parker is young. He's probably really coming into his prime now. Daniel Dubois was young. He's probably really coming into his prime now. You know what? Maybe that's true. But maybe there's some cocktail involved. And I'm just having a conversation. Now, right now, I don't have any reason to believe that Dubois may be doing something foul. He's already been strong. But that punch resistance and that stamina has never really showed up like that. For him to say, I'm a warrior now and I'm a this, I'm a beast. Okay, you're puffing up your chest. You're feeling good about yourself. But all I'm going to say is, what Dubois is doing now, showing the stamina, showing the conditioning, showing the chin, showing this freakish punching power. He's always been a hard hitter, but this freakish punching power, able to walk through big shots by big punches. Where did it come from? And remember, if you have a fighter who is not doing something and they start doing things they normally don't do, you got to question that. Same way you look at Conor Benn and Gerald Big Baby Miller. The things they were doing, knocking people out. They got under some heat about pads. Now they're not doing it. So what happened? They were doing something before. Now you can't knock people out. Makes you wonder. And then you come and take a look at Dubois, and to me it's the same thing. Something you weren't doing, now you're doing. So I would like to see how all this plays out. I truly hope Dubois is just a guy who's coming into his prime, and it's going to be a hard pill to swallow for all these fighters. Because if this man can out-stamina you, if he can out-punch resistance you, he can out-power you, he can outspeed you, then, and I just overall outwork you, then you're in trouble. Then your ass is in trouble. And also I'm looking at his trainer. Who is Don Charles? Like, what are his qualifications? Just being real. Don Charles, all of a sudden, he's the all-knowing. He's the guy fighters should turn to. He's now the boxing strategist. He's now Robert Garcia, Ben Davison. Anyway, good job to Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua. I could have never predicted that. But he didn't look right coming to the ring. And I'm not going to say, it's like, we're not going to do Dubois like people did Terrence Crawford. Earl Spence didn't look right coming to the ring. Crawford doesn't deserve credit for that win. Nah, fuck that. Crawford did what he was supposed to do to Earl Spence. Dubois did what he was supposed to do to AJ. It's not his fault if AJ wasn't 100%. Simple. But it sounds like there's a rematch. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm going to tell you what. AJ may have gone back into where I'm going to consider like a safe place. He may go out on one of them goddamn them trips where you go and stay in a dark room for a couple of days to find himself. Because Dubois put the goddamn beans on him. Now, the other thing I'm going to say, the opponents. Somebody said, well, you know, hood champion, iron sharpens iron. Dubois has been fighting tough fights. Look at who he fought. Usyk, he fought Miller, he fought Hrgovic. He's been getting sharpened iron. Look what AJ's been out here doing. AJ's been out here fighting bag of farts. You know what I mean? He's been out here just farting the whole fucking time. He never really fought anyone to really make him step up his game. And I was like, very good point. Anyway, we're going to see what happens now because AJ, he needs the comeback story. Just like with Andy Ruiz, he needs the comeback. But I just don't know because Dubois has all the confidence in the world. He probably just going to come and step to him, guns blazing. And AJ's going to have to figure it out. Because that jab, it ain't going to work because he had much longer arms than Andy Ruiz. His arms aren't that much longer than Dubois, and Dubois was jabbing with him. Anyway, keep cool. What the F did I just watch? I'm in the breeze.